So everyone's obsessing over OpenClaw and running AI agents like it's some crazy hacker flex. But here's what most people won't tell you. You do not need to actually install OpenClaw on your computer to make money with AI. And I've been doing this for a while now, and I have some verified methods that I'm going to give you in this video, because the real opportunity, it isn't babysitting a OpenClaw bot on a local setup. It's taking the same AI agent logic and turning it into something that businesses will actually pay for. And people will argue about, what is the best open source method of using an agent, whether it's installing it on your computer or having it run cloud-based. It's not about that. I'm cloning myself and my team into an AI chat agent that lives on websites. It captures leads, it answers questions, and it sells 24/7. I package that up into a paid service for small businesses. Now, this is exactly what I'm going to be breaking down in this video. I'm going to give you my prompts that I use for ClaudeBot and all those things, and I'm going to show you how to do this exact thing. But first, why should you listen to me? Well, I am somebody that makes a full-time income from working with small businesses. I am a practitioner of what I preach. I have already collected a $997 payment. I'm going to refresh my Square account. This is from working with small businesses. $997. You can see today is March 2nd. Collected this today from a small business for helping them grow their business. So as I said, I do what I teach. And I'm not saying that you're going to be able to just push a button and replicate my success, get a $997 client overnight, or an $8,500 client for AI and Google search optimizations like this. I'm showing you these numbers so that I can qualify myself as somebody who is a credible source of information, because I believe that right now there is a real low amount of credible sources of information on the internet. And as I said, I am somebody that practices what I preach. And so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I skipped the complicated setup of a ClaudeBot setup on my computer. I mean, I did it, but how you can if you want to. I moved the core agent into a online knowledge base. Now running 24/7, it turns a website into an AI-powered agent, and how you can turn that same concept into a recurring revenue offer. Because as I said, the money isn't in the tool, it's how you deploy it. Now, real quick, if you like this topic of building an online business, using AI tools to get subscription-based clients, then I'd like to do something special for you and offer you my 4-part AI fast track training. This is a 4-part series where we spend even more time together, and I give you tactics and strategies just like the ones that I'm going to share with you in this video to get clients and small businesses to pay you to help them with their services. So if you like it, please just be sure to subscribe to my channel. Like this video if you haven't already. Not required, but always appreciated. Consider sharing this video with a friend who should get going with this business model. And then just comment below and I will send you a direct link to the fast track training, the software, and the other bonuses that I'm going to be including in this video, which, speaking of bonuses, I have this entire prompt document outlined for you. I've got my master prompt here that I use for my ClaudeBot guy, girl, whatever you want to call them. And then I got a master prompt that I use for transitioning what I have done in ClaudeBot into a knowledge base to help me build an AI agent that runs 24/7. So this is what I have in store for the video. This is a timeline. We're going to talk more about OpenClaw and AI agents. I'm going to share with you, these steps are not in order. Step 1, step 4, step 3. Step 1, what is OpenClaw and AI agents? Step 2, how I flipped it into an AI website service. And step 3, how to make money with this. And I see a lot of you in the chat. I'm going to circle back to all your questions. Make sure you stick with me here. I appreciate you guys showing up live. So OpenClaw, for those of you that have been living under a rock, is this open source bot. It originally was called ClaudeBot. It changed its name 3 or 4 or 5 times because there was some kind of scam going around where these crypto bros, people, whatever you want to call them, they basically hijacked the name ClaudeBot into a coin and basically hijack some of the traffic that was going on because this tool was going viral, because it is a very valuable thing. It is essentially a autonomous agent that you install on your computer. It can clear your inbox, it can send emails, it can manage your calendar, it can check you in for flights, it can do all of that from your phone, from Telegram, from WhatsApp. And so it is super valuable. However, you do have to, in most cases, install it on your computer, which is a security risk. So Claudebot is badass. Most people went online and they started buying, Mac Minis specifically to dedicate them to what they were doing with OpenClaw. Now, for me, I saw a lot of promise in this. I saw a lot of value in it. I immediately got one set up and started playing with it. The piece I didn't like is having it installed on my computer and having unrestricted access and control over these different things and these assets. So I decided that I wanted to take this even further. So I'm going to give you some use cases of what I use it for, right? OpenClaw, it's an autonomous AI agent that runs on your own machine. So I use OpenClaw for helping me get more customers, more small businesses. So you can see this is a screenshot of like what I have OpenClaw set up for. It automatically sends messages out, and I took this screenshot today. It finds businesses in my area, and I have it automatically reaching out, doing cold outreach. Now I connect those outreach methods, those people that say, hey, yeah, this is great, with paid services. And, this is how I land deals like the one I shared with you in this video, in my Square account where I refreshed it earlier. This is not a screenshot. So instead of me having to go out there and call businesses, which I have somebody on my team calling businesses right now, instead of me or somebody else on my team, I can actually have an AI agent doing exactly that. It can do manual outreach. Now, you can do this this is LinkedIn. You can see I'm sending messages to people on LinkedIn. I'm sending it to people on Gmail. Now there's a huge value in this, right? Obviously, and you can sell this outreach method to people, to businesses. Some of you might be wanting me to set this up for you. I'm sure there's a big value add. Now, you can also do what I do, which is have it set up inbound. So if somebody were to call my company's phone number, it would pick up the phone and say, hey, this is Mina Marketing. How can we help you? And try to move that person into either a customer success appointment or a sales opportunity for somebody else on our team. And then it will take a message, schedule an appointment in somebody's calendar, or even if they're really hot and bothered, then they can actually get them closer to potentially sending an invoice and taking a payment. So this is kind of like, and it can do so many more things than that. But, for me, I'm an agency guy, right? Like I run an AI marketing company. This is us. This is my team. We're out in Hawaii. We were recently recognized as the second fastest growing company. And it's because a lot of business owners right now, they have what I'm calling AI guilt. They know about AI. They know that they should be using it, but they have no idea where to start. And they are probably a little worried that other people, like their competitors, are taking advantage of AI, and they are not. They're being left behind. And so this opportunity where small businesses have what we're calling AI guilt allows us for a unique opportunity to do things like use OpenClaw, Claudebot, whatever you want to call it, to help them, and then also even help yourself, right? Like connect with those exact businesses. Pro tip, almost every business out there right now has AI guilt because they're busy running their business. They're not like you and me. They're on these videos watching and training and learning these types of tactics. So when you come at them with this type of messaging right now, automated on autopilot about AI, they're like, hey, how can you help me with that? So as I said, step one, we're going to talk about OpenClaw and AI agents in general. So OpenClaw is not a new technology in the sense of underneath it, it's just an AI agent, right? An autonomous agent. You can think of an autonomous agent as a tool like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is, yes, an AI. You can ask it questions and it gives you answers. You can give a tool like OpenClaw action steps. Build me this website. Open my email. Respond to this email. Book me a flight. You can ask it to do many things and it will actually take action. And that's essentially what an autonomous AI agent is. And so there's no, you can let your creativity go wild on how you can have these things actually help you to do things and streamline your life. But I say all that to say that the technology behind OpenClaw being an AI agent is not new. And it really kind of came about last March with Manus AI. That's a tool that I use religiously and every single day, and have been making a lot of videos on it since then. But the difference between the two, and now there are lots of other AI agents out there, right? But the difference between the two is, if you were to just install this thing in your computer right now, it could just use all of the apps that you have set up, right? It could use your Facebook, it could use your Twitter. It has basically unrestricted access to be you. If your computer and your devices are essentially your cockpit of your life, it is the driver. It's with you in the driver's seat, and it can do these things for you. So AI agents and OpenClaw, really, as I've experimented and dabbled and put them into place and used them and really streamlined and grown my business and helped other people as well, I really learned this about AI agents. AI agents are very simple. They really need structured instructions, which is exactly what I've created for my AI agents that I use in my business. They use this information as sort of a stored knowledge to answer questions, and they act based on clear goals. And if you have all these things, if you have this information on specific tasks or roles, then you can really have a home run for an AI agent to help you save time, make more money, do things that you don't necessarily want to do. And so if you have all these things can run, and they don't have to run locally. They don't actually have to be in your computer, and you don't have to run the risk of that actually happening. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But as I said, I'm going to give you my prompt, and all the stuff, like my master prompt that I use to turn this into a knowledge base. So this is actually my main support document that I used for my Claude bot, OpenClaw bot originally. Such a hard time keeping track of the names. So I use this OpenClaw agent to just give you some context. As mainly an inbound sales support and customer success agent. So when everybody calls our phone number, they can get an inbound salesperson. If a existing customer has an issue, they can have that issue solved by one of these agents, okay? So, the job outline for this bot is to qualify inbound leads, move prospects towards booking a call, support existing clients with clarity and speed. And if you've never done any of this before, you guys, stick with me here, because I'm going to show you, an interface here. This is the interface that I use for these agents to get this stuff set up that makes it very easy and user-friendly for me. Okay, so stick with me here. You don't have to be a technical expert to get this set up. You really just need a user interface like this, which allows you to make things easier. So these AI agents, inbound receptionist, sales agent, customer success, these are all valuable things, right? I know many of you, let me know in the chat if these are things that you would probably find valuable for you in your business, your side hustle, your freelancing career, whatever you're doing right now. If you said yes, of course, there are thousands and millions of other businesses out there that obviously feel the same. And so I'm starting to plant some seeds here on why this is such a valuable thing that you can be offering to people. So OpenClaw taught me these things about AI agents. Obviously, I mentioned a lot of the business owners out there right now, they have AI guilt. This creates an opportunity for us to make money with AI. So here's how I moved the concept of having my OpenClaw agent running on my computer into a tool called HighLevel, which I'm giving you 30 days free, by the way, of this tool. It's called HighLevel. You can see it here. This video is not an exhaustive training about HighLevel, but I am going to talk about the AI agents feature built right into here, which makes it very easy to have an AI agent packaged up in a way that you can sell to businesses and also use for yourself in the same way that I use OpenClaw to run my business and do the same things, except it's in a much more sandboxed area with clear instructions. And if you're not technical, you don't feel comfortable installing something like that on your computer, having unrestricted access, this is for you. So if you're tuning in live, I'm going to share the link with you in a second, how to get access to my fast track training, the bonus document, and 30 days free to HighLevel so that you can follow along, hopefully get your first client or your next client if you already have some clients. But I am going to now start to kind of talk about how I move this concept into HighLevel. So I took my OpenClaw instructions, I simplified them, and then I uploaded them into a knowledge base. So a knowledge base, it's pretty cool. So this is HighLevel, right? Let me switch these tabs around. So in HighLevel, you have this AI agents tab. Let me zoom in a little bit for all my peeps with the bad eyes. AI agents, and I have what's called a voice AI. Now a voice AI, let me see if I can move my little head up here for you. Let's see. Okay. So a voice AI is essentially, with HighLevel, you can buy a phone number in any area code for $1, which is great. And if somebody were to call that phone number, if you wanted, you could connect that phone number to be picked up by a voice AI, by a voice AI agent. Well, what does the voice AI agent know what to say or have goals, or how does it respond for your company or for your client's company? Well, you can do things like create a knowledge base. So let me move my little head over here again. You can create a knowledge base. So if I look in this knowledge base here, you can see I have a, let's see, I have a minor marketing knowledge base, talent. I have one more knowledge base that I think is hidden, master prompt knowledge base. So here you go. You can create a knowledge base, which is, let me actually break this down in a little more simple terms. So an AI agent, right? It can act as you or another person on your team, but it is an AI agent on its own. How does it get that information? Well, normally, if I were to have somebody on my team that I wanted to know everything about my company, I would have to give them a course. They have to sit there for a few hours. They would have to learn all that stuff about my company, or maybe they could be in person and I could train them individually. This is how people usually share information and groom people to do different things. There's a cost associated with this, right? You have to be there in person. They have to be there in person. They have to learn all that stuff. They have to implement that stuff. Somebody has to be there to train them, or somebody has to be there to create the course. And that costs money. That costs time. I'm giving you all this because this is why people would pay for this exact thing that I'm going to be giving to you. So for me, what I do with a knowledge base is, what if you could just crawl a website? When I say crawl a website, you go to the website crawler section, you add a source, you type in a URL. So if it's my company, minomarketing.com, now I hit extract data. This tool will go out there. You can see it says fetching pages. It's going out and it's crawling every single page on my website. So this is my website, right? Mino Marketing. It's crawling all this information. It's getting all the specific information, the services, the about, all the stuff that we sell, the ethos of the company, whatever is on our page. Arguably, it would take time for me to train somebody on this stuff, teach them how to do this stuff, or learn more about the company. But right now, I can actually just have this tool crawl the entire website. So you can see how very quickly, and you can make the argument that most businesses have all the most important information, customer-facing information on their website. So don't you agree that being able to crawl this information and put it all in a knowledge base right here, just by pressing that button, is pretty damn cool. It's very efficient. It kind of makes you feel like you're Neo in the Matrix. When he gets plugged in the Matrix for the first time, he becomes a black belt level kung fu guy with just a few seconds. And this is really why I got really interested in this concept of AI agents, because I have a lot of people on my team. They have a lot of information that is super valuable. We have a lot of processes in our company, how to get clients, how to grow our business, how to deliver the services, how to optimize a website for AI search, how to run Google ads, all these things. Well, what's crazy is it would take me a long time to teach all those things to you or somebody on your team. But if I had all those things in PDF format, which I do, you can see these are all PDFs that contain all the specific information of our company's standard operating procedures. I'm gonna pull some of them up for you just so you can see what I mean by this, because I do think it's valuable, right? Most companies have what are called standard operating procedures. Like if you were gonna go buy a Chick-fil-A as a franchise, what they would do is they would give you I'm just imagining, but if you're going to buy a franchise, that business has systems and processes that are already built, and they can sell that to you so you can open your own little Chick-fil-A at your house or where you live, and you can have it set up just like them, and you can make the same exact awesome chicken sandwiches that Chick-fil-A makes, but in your hometown. How do they do that? Systems and processes. So they document how to make the burger, how to make the bun, how to get the chicken, how to put it all together, what's the temperature, all those things documented. And it's the same thing for businesses that are massive and even small and growing, right? We're a multi-million-dollar company, but I can show you right now, we have folders with all of our systems and processes here. Like this is our customer success, right? These are all Google documents. If I open up this system here about monthly reporting, for example, all this information, it outlines if somebody was brand new and they're going to become a customer success person, they could come in here and they could read this document and it would tell them everything to know about how to create a report that goes out to one of our clients. So you can see how this is super valuable, right? I've spent the last decade of my life building out all these SOPs, and I've trained many people in my team. I've hired, I've recruited, I've brought tons of people in, and every time I have to bring a new person in, it takes time to train them. But now with AI, you can just drop all those PDFs into a knowledge base. And that's what I do in HighLevel. I create knowledge bases. I have a knowledge base where the AI agent crawls my website. I upload all the files, and then I create a frequently asked question. I upload my company knowledge base. So we actually have a company knowledge base right here where you can see, all the most frequently asked questions that we get. So by the time I'm done uploading all those documents and giving it the knowledge base and letting it crawl the website, wouldn't you agree that this AI agent is pretty damn well versed in mind of marketing? Like, it's pretty freaking knowledgeable. And if you were to go there and you were to, let's say, open up a voice AI call, that AI agent could actually talk to you and give you some very legit information about my business. Or if you wanted to open up a conversation AI, aka a chatbot, right? You can have a chat widget on your website that's connected to this knowledge base. You could help people with their pre-purchasing questions or issues that they have about your business. Now, this is super valuable, not only for me, but for small businesses. And I'm kind of outlining to you what it looks like. You can charge businesses $1,000 to $2,500 setup fee to get all this set up, right? A knowledge base with FAQs, having all of the lead routing going to the, most specific places, to the different sales reps or customer success. And then you can charge them $300 to $497 a month to help them with ongoing maintenance, right? With HighLevel, this is very easy because you just resell one of these. So the nice thing about HighLevel is you can just resell this. You can brand it for your company, and you resell this whole software suite of tools for people. So let's say, you're like me and you get this business to pay you, like the one that we got earlier today, $997 to pay you to set up something like this. Well, what I would do is I would just come here and I would create a new sub account for them, and then they would get this entire suite of tools. And then I could use this AI agent setup to build a knowledge base. And the first thing I would do is crawl their website and ask the client if they had any specific files or documentation we wanted to upload. And then we have that knowledge base. And all that's left is really to connect it with a phone number or a chat widget that they could put on their website. And so at that point, they would have a customer success rep, they would have a inbound support rep, and you can obviously get cool and start to connect that with outbound voice AI as well. There are limitations with that, but this is something that you can enable here in HighLevel right here, enable outbound calls. So by the way, you guys, I know I've talked about a lot of stuff. I am going to be talking more about all of my SOPs and client getting methods that I have been sharing today at my AI masterclass coming up this Wednesday. So this Wednesday, first webinar I've done in over a year. You can go there, nickponte.ai/masterclass. Go there right now to register. It's completely free. I've been working on this presentation for probably the better half of four weeks at this point. And I'm working things out all the way up until the point tomorrow, Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is, because I'm trying to give as much value as I possibly can to my community. So I do hope that I will see you there. And we're going to be talking more about AI agents and especially SOPs, right? All these SOPs, these standard operating procedures, are the inner workings of, again, how my company was recognized as the second fastest growing company in Hawaii. If you had all these SOPs, you would essentially have a blueprint of my entire company. And if you drop them into a tool like this, into the knowledge base, then you probably wouldn't have to hire as many people. You could use those AI agents for yourself. You could use them for other people, and you could charge a fee and profit in the process. So let me jump back to my slides real quick because I want to make sure I stay on track. I talked about what OpenClaw is and AI agents and how I've turned that into an AI website service. I have one more piece of this, and then we're going to talk about how to actually find businesses to pay you for this. Somebody says, can you put the masterclass link in the chat? Yes, I can. One second here. Although it's not a very difficult link to see or link to type, you can see it right there on your screen. So here's the other thing, and I think I kind of probably didn't do a good job about sharing this on this live stream. So as I said, you have a knowledge base with all that information, right? Now you have two options if you want to use this on your website or connect it to a phone number. You guys think we should try one of these? Let me share with you an example of what one of these things can do. So this is Audrey. This is my agent list. I am actually going to call it right now live so you guys can see and hear what it looks like. But what I have here is the knowledge base hooked up to Audrey, and I've given you what I call my master prompt right here in this bonus document for this video, where I've taken this entire SOP that I use in Claudebot and I've built a master prompt that I just use in the knowledge base section. You have the knowledge base right here, select a knowledge base, master prompt, and this is exactly my AI agent that I'm giving you just for watching this video. So like, subscribe, comment below. I'll send this over to you in the prompt document for this video. But I do want to test it with you just so you guys can see what it sounds like, what it's like. So you can choose many different languages, which is pretty cool. Filipino, Ukrainian, German, Italian, French, Portuguese. I'm Portuguese. That could be a cool language to go with. You can choose the voice. I don't have my audio hooked up to play my screen, but I'm going to call the phone anyway so you can hear what it sounds like. And so you set the goals, what you want this AI agent to do during the call. I have it set up to book support tickets, make an appointment, collect information from the business or whoever's calling so that we can get them potentially closer to a sale. And then you have logs where you can review all this stuff and see, who's calling and what's happened and monitor the agent for quality control. Now, this is obviously, again, why you could get paid monthly for this service. $1,000 to $2,500 one-time fee, but also $300 to $500 a month to maintain and manage the service. And they get, not only do they get the software, but they get you to help them kind of manage it. So if you use HighLevel, like I mentioned, you can resell this software to as many people as you want, and you can charge that $500 per month. So you can have a little software business without actually creating your own software. So let's call this AI agent. I have to pull my screen off because I have to type in my phone number, and some people do call me, which is a little weird. Whenever I've leaked my phone number in accident, gotten some strange calls. So I'm gonna hit call to test my agent. Let's see. Gotta turn off the do not disturb. Call me. Hello? Who are you?
I didn't catch that. Could you let me know how I can assist you?
What did you say your name was?
Sure. My name is Audrey, and I'm with Mina Marketing. How can I assist you today?
Can you help me grow my business?
Absolutely. To get started, could you tell me a bit about your business and what you're looking to improve? Leads, follow-ups, there's something else?
Can you guys help me get more customers through Google?
Got it. Mina Marketing specializes in helping businesses attract more customers through tools like Google Ads and SEO. Are you looking to start right away or just exploring options?
Yeah, I'd like to start right away.
Perfect. Let's book a quick discovery call to dive into your needs. I'll check available times for you. One moment. Here are some available times for a discovery call.
So obviously I'm doing this on the fly, you guys. I'm doing it really quickly. I could fine tune it to make it better, but how badass do you feel like that is, right? It goes immediately. And if you use this in the HighLevel and it has an interface, this is the benefit of not running it locally on your computer like Claude by the way, using an AI agent in a tool like HighLevel, because this is really built specifically. HighLevel is built specifically for people like us that are trying to make money and help businesses in our area. We're trying to run, AI marketing companies. And so it does a really good job packaging up all the best services to grow a business, like AI agents, building websites, creating a customer database, sending emails, sending SMSs, all those things. And so it just makes it so easy to have this interface where I can, scrape a website. I can have it crawl a website in the knowledge base. I can upload all the documents, giving it all the information that it needs to train it. And then I just connect it to a phone number. So what do you guys think about that? Are you guys getting value out of that? Are you seeing how this is something that obviously could be beneficial to you and your business, but also people that have, receptionists, have incoming calls, incoming leads? I think so. So that's the voice AI side of it, right? Now you can have the conversation AI, where it's basically the same thing. You can have and by the way, this is the widget. So you can have this widget pop up on your website. So anytime somebody goes to your website, this widget pops up. And if they press this button, call us here, they will get that AI agent that you built. So whether that's for your business or for your client's business, super valuable. Now, if you want to turn off the voice agent and you just want to go to conversation, you can do it that way too. So if I go to the sites and I go to the chat widget section, you can set up a chat widget to pop up like this. And if they ask any questions, then the information would come directly from the knowledge base. So this is all super valuable stuff, again, for you, for me, for customers. Now, the only thing left is for you to have, like if you want to get paid, if you really want to get started with this, the only thing left for you to do would be to find a business that needs one of these installed on their website, right? Well, fortunately for you, I'm going to give you one of my best methods that I have, that plenty of people have followed along, gotten clients with. Remember, the reason that I have so many verified, documented success stories, verified revenue of people in my community that have grown their business. Teresa saying I got my first client, $1,700. Benella says 4 clients already. I'm not saying you're going to push button, replicate this stuff. Full disclaimer, these are action takers. They're willing to put in the work. They're willing to follow instructions. But the reason that my stuff works better than everybody else's out there is because I'm actually doing this stuff. I'm actually talking to businesses on a regular basis. I'm using these tools on a regular basis, OpenClaw, HighLevel, all these things. And when you encounter somebody that's actually doing these things on a day-to-day, they can speak about it in a way that most others cannot. When you encounter somebody who is rehashing old information or potentially, one of my favorite things right now is to see somebody who is creating content, teaching people how to do things to build like an AI agency or to build an agency when they don't have an agency of their own. Like you can look them up, they don't have an agency, or they say, yeah, I started and I exited an agency. Dude, if you exited an agency before the AI boom, which is like the last year, does it even matter? Does the information that they even have, is it actually relevant? This market is changing so fast that the information that you guys need right now is from somebody who is actually doing this. If they did this 6 months ago for themselves, but they sold their business, they're no longer even relevant. Like it's just changing that fast. And so the stuff that I'm sharing with you, why it's sounding like it probably makes a little more sense is because I'm actually doing this. Like I said, I'm a practitioner and I'm going to be talking more about this stuff on the masterclass this Wednesday. It's totally free for you to attend. I would love to see you there. Now, I said I'm going to give you a method to go out there and get a client. And I see the chat questions and all that stuff come in, and I will circle back as soon as I give you this method because I do want to over-deliver like I do in every single video. I make it a point to over-deliver. So I've shown you how to use an AI agent, how to get it set up, voice, conversation, build a knowledge base. The only thing left for you would be to find somebody who needs one of these actually installed on their website, right? Well, the best way to do that is first just find somebody who actually needs a website. Because if you find somebody who needs a website, you can give them an irresistible offer of an already done website, which normally you could charge $2,000 for, but you're willing to give it to them for $100 or $500 or free, as long as they want to have an AI agent set up on their website. So that's what a foot in the door strategy is, right? So we find somebody that has a problem. In this case, it would be somebody who does not have a website. The solution would be an already built website. I'm going to show you how to use HighLevel to get this thing set up in just a few clicks in almost any industry. You do not have to be a technical expert. So how to find somebody that needs a website, how to offer them an irresistible offer. Once you get that set up, now you can sell them the more expensive stuff, right? Because they have a website, now they need an AI agent on there. So how do we find people that need a website? The easiest way is you just go to Google. You go to Google and you type in, any industry, pool cleaner, Dallas. And the map pack is the first thing that's going to pop up here. And you can see that every business has a pin on the map. And there's an icon here that says website. Now, if I go to more places and I just scroll, everybody has a website until they don't. Crystal Clear Pool Service does not have a website. Now, why do they not have a website? Maybe they used to. Maybe they lost their website person. Maybe they don't know where to find one. Maybe it's too expensive for them. Well, that's where you come in. You can come in and you can say, okay, Crystal Clear Pool Service, right? This is what you do. If you're brand new, you especially want to pay specifically, like really close attention to this. I want you to go to HighLevel, go to the website section. Remember, I'm giving you 30 days free in my fast track training to follow along, and you can use this to get your first paying customer, like self-funded. You go to the website section, and then you can either build with AI. Let me move my little talking head again. You can either hit this button, build with AI, or I just recommend you go to a new website and you can choose from one of their thousands of templates in almost every industry: marketing, medical, legal, insurance, home services, wellness, financial, e-commerce. Landscaper. Let's say I found a landscaping. Let's say I found a landscaping company that didn't have a website. Well, what I would do is I would just pick this one. And I could have this beautiful landscaping website set up just by clicking this button. And it literally takes a couple of minutes. Somebody says a Facebook or Instagram page does not count as a website. Yes, I completely agree. Some people will have a Facebook page set up to their Google business profile here in Maps, but that doesn't even count. If you find somebody that has a Facebook page hooked up, then it's an easy sell why they should have a website. And also, do you have an AI agent connected to your site booking appointments for you? They're probably going to say no, and then you're going to say, well, I can help you with that too. But first step, let's give you a great website. I can have it live for you within 24 hours. How do you do that? Well, you just come here in HighLevel, you pick a template. You can have it live for them in just a few minutes, actually. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to give you an email template in the prompt document, you guys, to reach out to this business and turn them into a paying customer, offering the irresistible offer. So look, this website's live. There's already it's on a URL, so you can go here, you can check it out. You could actually send them a text message. You could send them an email. You could spend a little time here changing the headline, making it look more personalized to them. You do not need to be a technical expert. It's all drag and drop. You have the ability to add and remove images. Don't you think that you could have this website customized and set up for somebody who doesn't have one enough to pique their interest in probably 10 to 15 minutes? I think you could. I know you could. How do I know you could? Because I have plenty of people that are following along that are actually doing this stuff. So once you find somebody who has a problem, they need a website, you create the website in advance. This is why it works so well, because you got to start in advance. You don't reach out to them and say, hey, I could build you a website. You build a website now. And once you actually set it up and personalize it for them, then you're going to send them this email. You can take a screenshot of this email, or you can just comment and I'll send you this prompt document with all the prompts from this video. Subject line says, I built this website for a different landscaping company. I'm letting it go for $100 or for free. And you just let them know. I was checking out, whatever industry you're in, wherever you are, pool cleaner companies in Dallas, and notice you don't have a website. I get it. You're busy running your business, and building a website from scratch is a hassle, not to mention expensive. Here's the deal. I recently built a professional roofing website. You can change this if you want. You can either say, I built it for a client, but they ended up going a different way. Normally I sell these for $3,000, but since it's already done, I'm just looking to liquidate it for $100 or $200 or $500, whatever you want, or for free, as long as you might be interested in working with me in the future. It's designed to bring in leads, looks great on mobile, and I can have it set up for you running in 48 hours or less. And you just add the link. Now, this works well because it takes away all the risk. Most people don't have a website because they don't know who to call to get one. They don't have the money to afford one. You're pricing it low, so it's cost effective. You're sending them a link, it's already done. A lot of people don't have a website because they don't want to go through the time it takes to actually build one. Since you make it as easy as humanly possible by working 10 minutes in advance, setting up one of these templates, the barrier to say yes is extremely low, and you have to do that to be successful. You have to make it as easy as possible, especially if you're brand new. And so once they say yes to this, you just get this thing set up for them. And the next logical step is to say, hey, do you guys have an AI agent, a voice AI agent hooked up to your website? I can do that too. And then offer it to them. That'll just cost $1,000 and a $297 a month charge. It's set up to bring people in, answer customers, close deals, and book appointments for you. Do you think that would be valuable to your business? Yes. So again, you guys, I got the AI Masterclass. For getting value out of what I'm sharing today, there's going to be a lot more of that in the AI Masterclass. It's free. You can go to the link on your screen and check it out. I'm going to answer the questions here before we get out of here. Somebody's asking for the link to the fast track training. I'm going to put that in the chat for you live. There's the fast track training. Somebody wanted a direct link to sign up for the 30 days free of HighLevel through me with my other bonuses, 30 days of HighLevel. Here you go. Putting that in the chat for you too. I appreciate you all showing up live with me. Let's see. Somebody says this is a side hustle for sure. Sell it to residential home service and business owners, 100%. Somebody says, think I can do this as a side hustle. He was responding. Appreciate you, Tanya, answering, helping out like people in the chat. Clear Media Marketing says Nick is right. A lot of people registered for the masterclass. Echoes of Horror. I just put my HighLevel affiliate link in there. Somebody says, build the website in HighLevel, personalize it, invoice them, offer AI agent upsell, rinse and repeat. Yes, that's literally exactly, you got it. You nailed it. I'm sure you're going to be successful if you follow that strategy. And if you need more community, more strategy, go to the nickponte.ai/AI masterclass. I will see you guys there on Wednesday. Yes, it is live. And I hope you guys got some value. Like and subscribe. Consider sharing this video with a friend who should get going with this business model. Leatherface says he's closing his first deal this week with me because of me. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Nicole, glad to see you here too. Tanya. Leatherface. Hey, Leatherface, would you be so kind as to jump in the AI control room? It's my free community here, and just share about that win that you have here. It's a community that I just started. If you guys are live too here, I'll put the link in the chat for you. It's also going to be in the description of this video. But it is a free community where I just share strategies of what I'm doing, help support people to get their first or their next clients. You guys can join too. But I would appreciate you sharing that win so I can highlight you in the community with like all these other guys here that are following along the strategies that I share to get clients to grow their business. So with that, you guys, I will see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.